Hi guys, my name is Vas. Welcome to this tutorial for Live Wallpaper Creator version 2.1. In this tutorial I will teach you how to add push notifications with Leadbolt into your Live Wallpaper projects in Eclipse. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is go to Leadbolt and download all of their resources. So you need their SDK for push notifications, and I recommend downloading the PDF guide that tells you on how to implement their SDK. You also need to set up your application in your Leadbolt console so that you get the ID code that you will need for your Java files. So mine is already set up, and I have it expanded here, and if you click on get code, this icon right here, it will produce this dialog and where you will have the code. We will need this, so we'll leave this open for now. So going back into our folder, we will use the Fireflower Live Wallpaper project that we used in the previous tutorial for this tutorial. So we'll extract this archive, which contains the SDK, the Leadbolt SDK, and it's called pubx app, and we'll just copy it right now because we need to place it in our project folder. So we'll go in there, and here we have to create a new folder. New folder, and we got to call it libs, L-I-B-S. Go inside that folder, right click, paste, and there you go, the SDK is in there. Now start up Eclipse. Mine is already open, so I'm just going to navigate there and click on your Fireflower, well, whatever yours is called. Mine's called Fireflower, and we're going to click F5 or go to File and then refresh, whatever works for you. And my libs folder appears now. You can see the SDK in there, so perfect. We're ready for the next step. Now we have to configure the build path for our project. So to do that, right click and then go to build path and then configure build path. If you're not in this window right here, go to Java build path and click on the libraries tab and then click on add jars button. Now a new dialog window comes up. Navigate to your project, go to the libs folder, expanded, and click on the pubx app.jar. Now it's added. Perfect. Now we can close this window by clicking OK, and there you go. It's good to go. So the next step, I usually open up the PDF guide and follow along. I don't know everything, all the instructions off by heart, so I use it as a reference. Now in this tutorial I will only teach you the basics on how to implement push notifications with Leadbolt. This PDF guide covers everything, so we will not go over the entire guide. We'll just cover the basics. So moving on, let's start scrolling down and see what we have to do first. So just skimming through, we have to modify the permissions in order for push notifications to work. So these are the first three lines. These are mandatory. Without them it will not work. So we'll just copy them straight out of the PDF document and copy them. I press Control-C on the keyboard, and then go to your Eclipse window, and we need to open the Android manifest.xml file. By the way, all of this information is explained in the PDF, so you know, if you get confused, you can just read through the entire PDF. So we have the manifest open. You may get something like this if it's your first time opening the manifest, and that's no problem. Just click on the Android manifest.xml tab right underneath. It's the last one, and you will see the raw file itself. And now we have to paste those lines, and we'll paste them under uses feature. So hit enter, and then I paste by pressing Control-V. So there we go, those three lines are there. Now let's read what the next step is. Okay, this is an important part right here. It says optional permissions that may improve ad serving results through the location-based targeting features are, and it lists these three features, three permissions. And I just want to comment on that. You can include them if you want. They are optional, but the more permissions an application has, the less likely the user is to download it, and these permissions are extra annoying because they are the ones that pop up every now and then asking if you want this app to track your GPS location. Users don't like that. I don't like that, so I choose to exclude them. It's up to you what you do. If you choose to do it, please feel free to post your experiences on our forums. So moving on. Step 2, add the Leadbolt static library. We actually have just finished that. That's the libs folder. So going on. Adding an add notification to your app. Here we go. We have to add a few more permission into our manifest file. So here we go. These are the 2 lines. Copy them. Go into Eclipse. Right underneath. So now we have 5 permissions. Okay. That's pretty much the standard number of permissions when you're adding notifications. And we also have to add 2 more lines, except they go in a different location in the manifest, just well, inside the application tag, but we'll put them just before the application tag closes. So copy those, find your application tag right where it closes, make space, and paste. So let's go back. A few more things we have to do. I think we're finished with the manifest for now. We'll go back to it later. And this is the actual code. Now this is a sample. We actually need only a couple lines from here. And these are the last 2, where it starts with my controller equals, etc., etc., etc. So we copy those, Control C, go in Eclipse. Now we need to open up another file. Click on Source, expand it, expand the package, and double click on sblive-wallpaper.java. That's the main file. That's the core of the live wallpaper. And what we want to do is paste that code that we just copied into our onCreate method. This one. Now you will see some squiggly lines. That's okay, we will fix them in a second. So go into the document, the PDF document, and copy this part right here. It says add controller, or you can just type it in, it's up to you, and paste it just before the my controller equals, etc., etc., just like that. So a few squiggly lines go away and some new ones appear. That's no problem. If you just hover over the word add controller, Eclipse presents you with a couple of fixes, and the first one is the one we want. It says import add controller from the library. So we click on that, and ta-da, squiggly lines go away. And actually what it did is it imported the SDK, the Leadbolt SDK, into this file. Just to show you, we expand this plus right here, and this is the new line that appears. So that's just a little bit extra information. The last thing you want to do with this file is change this mylb section ID. This is the actual code for the application that you got when you registered it with Leadbolt, and we have it here. So we copy that, Control C, go back into Eclipse, and paste it. There you go. We're finished with this file, but we're not finished with adding add code. So let's keep going down, and the next thing we have to do is add the code to handle system reboots. And for that we need to modify our manifest file a bit again. So we take this code, the receiver code, there we go, Control C, go back into our manifest, and now it has to be before the application tag closes, so just like that, paste that. And before we move on, you want to delete this part right here, the package name, so that it reads .boot receiver. That's all it needs to read. Now the next step is to actually implement the boot receiver file. So like it says right here in the document, you will need to create a new file for the boot receiver, name it bootreceiver.java, and add the following code with your section ID. No problem. So let's copy this code, Control C. Now go into Eclipse, click on the package in the Project Explorer, right click, click New, and then we click Class. Now it told us to name it boot receiver, and that's how we're going to name it. Click Finish. There you go, we got a new class created. Now we just have to fill it with the stuff from the document. So we're gonna keep the top line where it says package, and we're gonna remove the rest and replace it with the content from the PDF. Now one more thing is to throw in our Leadbolt ID, which is right here or right here if you want. It's all the same. So Control V, and there you go. So let's just go over the PDF just to make sure we covered everything. Looks like it. So the rest of the document is a bit more advanced. This tutorial only covers the basic functions. So if you want to explore it further, it's up to you. But we're gonna pause here and move on to the next step. We're gonna assume that our application is ready, and we want to publish this in its current state. So what we have to do is save these 3 files that we modified. You go to File, Save All, just like that. And now we need to export this package for the next procedure. So right click on your project, then go to Android Tools, and then go to Export Unsigned Application Package. So click on that, and it's going to present you with a prompt. Where do you want to save it? We'll save it in our Wallpaper Projects folder, and we'll call it exactly the same. We'll call it Fireflower LWP, and click Save. A prompt like this will come up. It'll just tell you that it was saved, etc., etc., etc. But it also mentions a few, well, 2 important steps that you need to do. Before publishing the application, you will need to sign the application with your release key, and you need to run zip-align on the signed package. Zip-align is located in SDK Tools. Aligning applications allows Android to use application resources more efficiently. So those 2 steps are very important. When you were using Live Wallpaper Creator, these 2 steps were automated. Since we're out of Live Wallpaper Creator and we're using Eclipse and everything is a bit more manual now, you will need to do this yourself. And that's okay. There's a guide that tells you how to do it. It's actually located on the Android website, and I have it open right here. There you go. It says signing your applications. You can look at my URL in the browser and just go there directly. It's very lengthy, but if you read through it, you will become a master of the signing process. It's not the easiest thing, but it's very well explained, and it will take maybe 20 minutes to figure this out. So, but it's absolutely necessary. Without it, you can't continue. So I'm just gonna skip over to some of the lines that you will be interested in, and they are right here. These are the lines that are actually used to sign your application. And when you sign your application, you need a key, and this key was once again generated automatically with Live Wallpaper Creator. When you create your own company, it creates a key that goes along with it. Now these keys exist, and they are stored in your companies folder under Settings, under Live Wallpaper Creator. So Live Wallpaper Creator, Settings, Companies. The key stores, or the keys are the ones that have the .key store extension to them. And those are the keys that you want to use. If you sign your existing application with a different key and upload it to the Google Play as an upgrade to your existing application, it will tell you that it does not accept it. You need to sign with the same key. So it's all a little bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, it'll be a breeze for you. So on that note, that's that. I've left you with a lot of information, but once you go through these tutorials, you will be able to monetize your live wallpapers and start making some hopefully good money. We will be posting more tutorials on how to monetize your applications with other ad agencies, but for now this is what you got. So thanks for being with me, guys, and I'll see you in the future tutorials. Best of luck to you.